There are two types of nautili, a paper nautilus and a chambered or pearly nautilus, both of which are the only species of the Nautiloidea genus still alive. They are a cephalopod mollusk and are related to the ancient hominoids. Modern-day relatives include octopi, cuttlefish, and squid. Nautili have been on Earth for an estimated 500 million years, making them even older than the dinosaurs. They're actually considered to be living fossils because of how little their DNA has changed over those hundreds of millions of years. Today, I'll be discussing just the chambered or pearly nautilus in detail. Chambered nautili are native to the tropical Pacific. However, they tend to reside in the western Pacific and coastal parts of the Indian Ocean. In these places, they're found specifically around deep reef slopes in depths ranging from 50 to 600 meters, although they have been found in waters up to 700 meters deep. Looking at a chambered nautilus, you can see that they have a shell, foot, head, and body. They have more than 90 tentacles and a shell with a diameter ranging from 8 to 10 inches, or 20 to 25 centimeters. The external part of the shell is smooth, coiled, and has a print unique to each individual, kind of like a human fingerprint. Internally, an adult nautilus shell has roughly 36 chambers. They live in the outer chambers. The number of chambers increases to reach this amount as the animal grows. Chambered nautili are carnivores, with diets consisting of crabs, fish, shrimp, dead animals, and even other nautili. Due to their bad eyesight, they're thought to detect prey through smell. Nautili actually eat in a pretty interesting way. First, it'll extend its tentacles to grab its prey. Then that prey is passed to beak-like jaws to be shredded to pieces. Lastly, the food encounters the radula to be shredded even more before being swallowed. This being said, the chambered nautilus is definitely not an apex predator. Octopi, sharks, grouper, and triggerfish are all predators that nautilus have to be wary of. Chambered nautili have the longest lifespan of any cephalopod, that being 15 to 20 years. They don't become sexually mature until they're 10 to 15 years old and will only mate in warm, tropical waters, which they do so sexually. Females lay one egg at a time, producing 10 to 20 eggs per year total. These eggs may take up to a year to hatch. Unfortunately, nautili were added as a threatened species under the Endangered Species Act in 2017. Humans and human-related things like habitat loss, overfishing, and climate change are by far the biggest threats to the cephalopod mollusk. Chambered or pearly nautili are sought out for their shells, meat, and to be used as live specimens. The shells can be used for things such as artisan buttons and jewelry. So-called pearls are oftentimes made from the shiny part of their shell. They are called a pearly nautilus for a reason. It's hard for these nautili to recover from or survive overfishing because of how long it takes them to hatch, mature, and then eventually reproduce. After 10 to 20 years, the population of nautili in areas of intensive fishing is too small to keep supporting the industry that's reliant on them. This means that chambered nautilus and nautilus in general are not sustainable or renewable economically. As for climate change, chambered nautili are especially affected by ocean acidification, which makes it more difficult for them to form their shell that's calcium carbonate based. Of course, climate change is also ruining their habitats and hurting the animals that they prey on. Although the chambered nautilus has survived for around 500 million years, the future of the species is not looking so good right now. On a slightly happier note, the nautilus quickly became my favorite marine animal once I learned about them. They're so incredibly ancient, and their ability to survive for such a long time is just insane. It was my hope that by sharing what I learned about this organism with you, that it would ignite a spark of interest for the vast assortment of marine life in Earth's oceans, as there's still so much out there for you and the human race as a whole to discover. And I just think that is so exciting. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and thank you.